G'day, and welcome back to that new Hobby High Ultramarines from scratch. Now, this is the video on the Wednesday that I was supposed to get out on the Monday, but I was called away to a different fucking city, fucking town, freaking community, bloody nearly 2,000 miles away. And I flew there in a charter flight, it froze my paints, and I wasn't able to really make any progress like I usually would have done. So let me tell you how that fucking ended. I thought, I'll microwave one of the paints and see how it goes. But the microwaving the paint, like fucking microwaving a bloody egg, except the egg's made of metal and the egg explodes. Well, and that's what fucking happened. The bottle went in the microwave, a little bit of water, shook it up, put it in, 30 seconds, beep, walked away, started boiling a cup of tea. Then next thing I heard is kick, bang! Fuck! What? Ran back over to the thing, pressed it open, ding! Door opens, looked inside, and what a fucking mess to behold. The freaking paint had just fucking exploded. It was fucking on the roof, it was in the vents, it was on the lights, it was on that fucking shitty round plate and fucking spins around. And in the centre was a fucking sad, half melted, half exploded freaking bottle of Vallejo oily steel. I couldn't tell you if that's not that one, obviously. I couldn't tell you if the Vallejo actually had metal in it, and that's what set it off, or maybe the lid was on it and it freaking steam boiled and blew up, or maybe it just had a fucking retarded reaction because I had to look up the MSDS. It's full of like flammable chemicals, and it actually says do not heat. Didn't look at the MSDS when I heat. I just thought, I'll just nuke it, thaw it out, that way I can get some hobby done. So basically, I completely fucked the microwave at the caravan park. Cleaned it up as best I could, and then sort of walked away. Fucking no one knows the better, left side. So yeah, I felt like a dog. I felt like a right dog. But yeah, fucking PSA, do not microwave your frozen paints. Can't be any clearer than that. It's just not worth the fucking effort, clean up, surprise, or fucking horror. So I did actually manage to get some shit done while I was out, and I got this Praevian done. Now I might do it this way, because every time I pick them up, they don't focus. So I'll try it this way. All right, Praevian. I got the Praevian done, and he controls to Mechanicum robots. So I opted for the big fellas, these big Castellaxes here, which I've got. One with a Mauler bolt cannon, one with a Darkfire cannon. And that looks the fucking business, doesn't it? The only way that could look better is if I had another giant robot. And I'm thinking really fucking hard about that. Just have me boy there and his three big lads just watching his back. Yeah, that's like 407 points as is. This is all painted up for that upcoming tournament at Beyond Odyssey. It just occurs to me, I know what he does. He controls the robots, but I've not actually looked at the fucking stats for these. And I'm sort of panicking a little bit because they might actually be shit. So I've got the book over here. I'm going to set it down, and you, me, and the door frame are going to have a look and see if the Castellax is actually shit or not. And I'm just resetting the camera. Okay. Give me a second. All right. The book. Had to buy a book because, of course, it's Games Workshop. Nothing's free. Already got paint on it. But, books are meant for using. Now, this is about the third time I've bothered to open this book. I did do a little bit. I did find the page beforehand, but I haven't actually bothered to read it. So let's have a fucking goosey about what the Castellax does. All right. See now. Most common type of Castalian battle automator in service, the Castellax is general battle unit developed during the Great Crusade and the ancient forebear primarily intended as siege works and shock assault. All right. Movement 7, good. Weapon skill 3, shit. Ballistic skill 4, okay. Strength 7, adequate. Toughness 6, adequate. Wounds 4, adequate. Initiative 3, shit. Attacks 2, very shit. Very shit. Leadership 7, adequate, but I'll be using the Praevian's leadership. Save 3+. Okay. Hammer of Wrath. So we will get 1 free hit when charged or charging. 2 shock charges with built-in bolters, asterisks. Gains an additional attack, so it's got 3 attacks. These have 3 attacks. Oh, that's a bit better. Mauler bolt cannon, one of them has got that. And antiomatic deflector, which I'm assuming is probably an invuln. 85 points for the second one, and I've got the one with the dark fire cannon, so it's an extra 20 points. I would have liked to see Dreka. That's the one that you see on the Leviathan. Maxima Bolter, Flamer, Paragon of Metal. Okay, so let's find out what those fucking weapons do. So 3 attacks on the charge, not bad. I'm just going to stick it back here while I find the fucking weapons layout. Right. Okay. Mauler bolt cannon. 24 inches, strength, bright, strength 6, heavy, 4, pinning. So it shoots something and then it can't move. That's nice. Heavy 4, strength 6, that's okay. It's got pinning, which I guess makes it a little bit nicer. Dark fire cannon, what the fuck would that be? Mauler, Castigator, would it be a laser weapon, you reckon? No. Conversion beam, las, photon, and pulsar weapons. Dark fire cannon, crackerjack. Alright. 36, 7, decent. 36, decent. 2, very decent. Heavy 2, decent. Blind, that means if it hits and fails on initiative, you get 1 ballistic skill and 1 weapon skill. Very sweet. Lance and gets hot. So lance and gets hot. Lance means everything in a straight line is hit. So does that mean you got to roll to hit as you go through, and if you may get a 1? I have to look that rule up. I fucking don't know. That's not too bad. Plus 2 bolters. That's not too bad. Paragon of Metal. Paragon Blades. Those are blade, augury scanner, LMNO. Fuck. LMNOP. Oh shit. Well, I don't know where it is then. I'll have to find out about Paragon of Metal. But alright, not too bad. Not too bad. So yeah, so pin with this one, blind with that one, and charge something else into it. Well, that sounds fucking reasonable. The rest here I've got is these the flamer units, all done by the screaming, based, edged, freaking highlight. The freaking eyes are done, stickers are done, muddied up, made look grotty as fuck. But I fucking ran out of tufts of grass. So I say they're done, and they're done in 99.9%, but I don't have the fucking tufts of grass, so I can't fucking put them away. Found out that these are assault. So they can actually run up and go, burn, which is going to be a fucking cool little thing to have. There was one concern though. Just let me get my bag of goodies. Right? They go, burn. But if he's shooting like that, and he's shooting like that, and he's shooting like that, and he clips one, does that mean he can shoot his own? I'm going to find out. I don't know how flamers work. I have not even looked at the rules. But fucking considering I miss out most of my abilities to hit with, I have to also figure out how I want to freaking pace them so I get the most out of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, I reckon, you know? So you get the most out of them without hitting another freaking bloke in front. But, you know, freaking the to hit rolls are the biggest dicks in the game. It's very hard to modify the hit roll. So my thinking with the flamers is that it just removes the hits. So see, if I put it like that, I can't get him without hitting one of the others. So it's going to be fucking tricky to set up. So yeah. Anyway, they're all done by the screaming. The other thing I've done this week is I've pulled the mask off of the Spartan. If you don't recognise it, I'm trying to emulate the Ultramarine one that's in the Astartes book. Looks a bit rough at the moment. That's just because it needs that little clean up everything does after masking. But I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it, to be honest. Nice bright white. The blue's been highlighted. Just needs that edging done. Tracks. And then grubbying up. Sometimes it's a little bit heartbreaking grubbying up something that really looks good clean. And the other thing I've done, which is about as exciting as a freaking stick in a stool, is I've done the base for the flyer. I can't show the flyer at the moment. She's over there freaking drying and varnished. I don't want to handle it. Anyway, that's it that's in a nutshell. They're done. I'm slowly getting the disc cleaned off. I'm either going to do the Invictus Caesarians, more breeches. I did clean up the Dread Daddy a bit. I got him fucking cleaned up. I may work on that one next. But I really want to get them despoilers kicked in the dick, because between the despoilers and that plane, the Xiphon, last 2 units I need to get painted for the competition. But I've run out of fucking stickers, of decals. Does anyone else's decal sheet look like that? Or do you have another method of doing it? I'm not really sure. That's my method at any rate. Anyway, that's me for this week. Sorry for the late video. I put out a bunch of shit today, just to freaking a bunch of shit this week, just because I was freaking disorganised. Back to normal schedule next week. Love the lot of yous. Give the missus a kiss, and I'll catch yous all later. Cheerio.